Welcome to WOW, Real Women, Real Stories, Real Lives. We're going to be talking today about value in relationships. So join us as we do life. Relationships are fundamental to life. If our relationships are working well, life is good. If not, it can drain the life out of us. Think about 5 key primary relationships in your life. How would you rate them on a scale of 1 to 10? Are they enhancing the quality of your life, or are they really stressful? The value you place on a relationship will impact every area of that relationship, from communication to connecting in a meaningful way. The difference between a disposable cup, and we all use disposable cups, don't we, and the ceramic version is the value that we place on it. The value we place on it will determine the outcome. So one goes in the bin and the other is preserved on a shelf. Kathleen, tell me, what does value mean to you in relationships?
I think to value a relationship is to nurture the relationship by investing time and making sacrifices for it. Yeah. Sticking in a relationship, I think, is important because then we work through it, through the differences, we work through disagreements, and I think what we value, we will keep.
That's right, and I love that word sacrifice, because we have to really incorporate sacrifice in our relationships to put the other person first, to make it really work. Angie, how does the disposable element in a relationship actually impact you?
Oh, I've seen a lot of disposability in my relationship, especially since I have a lot of friends on social media. So, so you have, suppose I have 5,000 Facebook friends and...
Angie, 5,000 friends! You are really popular, hey?
Yes, I am popular. So supposedly I have 5,000 friends, and it's difficult to say how many 4 a.m. friends you have.
What exactly is a 4 a.m. friend?
Okay, so a 4 a.m. friend is someone you can call when you are in need of something at 4 a.m. Like suppose you're in need and you don't know anybody else to call, and you call up your friend, and if she's there for you at 4 a.m., then she is your 4 a.m. friend. So like how many times can you tell somebody that yes, I have a few handful of 4 a.m. friends whom I can trust, whom I can call. So.
Yeah. That's so true, isn't it? Because we can have thousands. I mean, if you're Angie, you can have thousands of Facebook friends. But how many real friends do you have? Friends that assign value to that relationship and don't just take it for granted. True, so, that's the important thing, knowing who those friends really are. Adele, tell me, what does being valued in a relationship mean to you? How does that impact you?
Maybe I understand the value of relationship more now because I've been in relationships where I have not been valued.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take relationships for granted. I mean, they could be there with you, but how many times have you actually appreciated them?
Yeah, that's true. Especially with my relationship with parents, they're there for you, but you don't really take the time to appreciate.
Yes, those are the key relationships that you need to appreciate most of the time, but we don't, because we don't. We know that they're there; they won't go anywhere.
Right? But when you've had a context of not being valued, it makes you realize what it is to be valued, and you don't want to take it for granted because you appreciate it even more. So that's really key when you've had devaluing in a relationship, that now
both sides.
Absolutely, and because you do, you appreciate and you don't take for granted the relationships. I really love the scripture that says God assigns incredible value to us, that and that value is foundational to our lives, that when we know that He values us, we can value each other, we can value our parents, we can value our friends, we can value the people in our lives, especially the primary relationships. right in the start, I talked about the 5 primary relationships. If we really have value and we know who they are and we value them, then life would really be so good. God says in the scriptures that I have chosen you and I will not throw you away. And that is incredible because there's no disposability in our relationship.
He knew that we would sometimes
fail him, because we fail him, but he still loves us and he still values us. And you can have friends that if you fail them, they are gone. Goodbye. There's no friendship there. It has been disposed of. But God says, no matter what you do, I love you and I will not throw you away. And from that foundation of value, we can then extend value to our friends, those around us. And then life just works so much better. When we value people in our life is great. And we want every one of us to have a blessed life. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know that you have got something out of it. Think of 5 relationships of yours that haven't quite worked. I would encourage you to share this link with your friends and begin the journey of making those relationships better. It takes a lot more to repair than it does to build, but you can go ahead and start building and repairing your relationships. When our relationships work well, life is good, and we want you to have a blessed life.